What's happening, MJ traders and investors? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back in the pursuit of wealth. Your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the absolute best MJ community. Today is Thursday, March 28th. Hope you're doing well. In this video, getting a lot of requests lately about Cronos Group. We're going to take a look at the CRON chart. I'll give some technical analysis and my thoughts and opinions on the price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. As always, this is not financial advice, and this is for entertainment purposes only. And the stock did confirm a monthly uptrend, so we'll take a look at the technicals. There's a few other things I want to get to first before getting to that. But before we get to it, make sure to smash like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe. Tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And as a reminder, I'll be interviewing John Keeber, CEO of Nevis Brands, tomorrow on Good Friday, March 29th. And they are behind the Major Drinks, their flagship brand. They're the #1 beverage in the US. And John Bell is also a director there. He was a former board member of and chair at Canopy. So if anybody does have any questions, let me know. I just spent most of the day crafting all of those questions. I think it's going to be a great interview and lots of insight into the beverage category. So if you're following any other like Mary Jones Soda, Jones Soda, or Tilray and Truss, I think it should be a great insight into that and overall, kind of expand on the category and give us some clues on where that could be going. Also, I posted about a little over a month ago now, the list of current monthly uptrends in the MJ sector. So Curaleaf and AYR were one of the first to do so. So the list was Curaleaf, AYR, Green Thumb, Trulieve, MSOS, IIPR, Verano, TerraSen, C21, Grown Rogue, and Nova MJ. And I just posted a video on Nova's earnings. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out. But recently, CRON confirmed a monthly uptrend and VFF in Canada. And HMMJ ETF very close to doing so. MSOS confirmed a monthly uptrend for the first time in history. So this is exactly what we want to see ending a multi-year bear market. And to be confident we're entering a new multi-year bull market is we want to see uptrends on the monthly time frame across all names. You want to see golden crosses and weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull crosses, which we've seen. And now we're gearing up for monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull crosses on a lot of names. That hasn't happened yet. So in history. So I'm looking at, I think the next one to confirm a monthly uptrend in Canada could be more than likely High Tide. SNDL, it's a toss-up between those two. When they confirm monthly uptrends, it's probably going to be one of those next. And then I think Tilray and then probably Organogram. Organogram still has to form a monthly high or low, whereas names like Tilray, SNDL, High Tide already have their monthly high or low. They just need the higher high. So OGI definitely lagging, and then CGC and ACB definitely lagging big time. They're at least 3 months away before confirming a monthly uptrend. But if we take a look at Cronos, they're sitting at a market cap of $1.354 billion, and they have a boatload of cash. If we scroll down here to their total cash, you can see here they have close to $1 billion, so $861.53 million. And we know that they're going to be a big beneficiary of the German market as well. And before we get to the Germany information, I posted this on X as well on March 23rd. Canopy Growth has Constellation Brands. Cronos Group has Altria Group. Big Tobacco, right? Big Alcohol, Big Tobacco. Organogram has British American Tobacco, and Oxley Group has Imperial Brands, also Big Tobacco. Noticing any trends? Did I miss any? So the trend is Big Alcohol, Big Tobacco, and LPs, licensed producers in Canada. So I think CRON, there was rumors that Curaleaf could buy CRON. I think they're going to definitely be acquired or involved in some sort of merger and acquisition. And then, with that amount of cash and the U.S. reform in the U.S., also assets in Germany. We know that as of Monday, April 1st, Germany will go live. It's been signed into law already. So on April 1st, possession, social clubs, etc., will be home cultivation. You'll be able to do that in Germany. And then Pillar 2, this is Pillar 1, not for profit. And then Pillar 2, likely in 2025, will be for profit. And you'll see adult use sales and whatnot. So Cronos Group going to be one of the biggest beneficiaries. If you don't remember this short video I posted, it was Canadian companies that stand to gain the most from German legalization. They say Tilray, Curaleaf, Organogram, Cronos, and Aurora. Also, Canopy Growth is on there. Curaleaf, a big one as well. Pretty much the only one out of the MSOs, multi-state operators in the U.S. But Cronos Group, in September, the company sent its first order of MJ to its German distribution partner, Cansativa, which is bringing in Peace Naturals brand back to the German market. The company said that reestablishing Cronos and Peace Naturals brand in the German market would position it to capitalize on this growing opportunity with additional upside potential for future legislative changes, including in the rescheduling of MJ and no longer label it as a narcotic. So that's what happened in Canada as well. So Germany removing it from the narcotics list, and that's probably what's going to happen in the US as well, where we're going to see probably rescheduled to Schedule 3, the most likely scenario, and then most likely time frame between now over the next couple of months. And then we should see it descheduled. I think safe banking will happen first. We'll get, the Wall Street banks, right? The JP Morgans, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanleys. Nothing happens without those Wall Street banks and institutions, hedge funds, all that good stuff. They'll all get positioned. And then uplisting to the NYSE and NASDAQ. And then I think we're going to get full-blown descheduling as the most likely scenario. And then I also posted over here on X, DEA officials discuss MJ scheduling timeline. And then I posted a quote from that. So one of the excerpts was, he also said it sometimes takes up to 6 months for the DEA to complete its analysis of health officials' recommendations, which it is just about how long it has been now since the agency began its current MJ assessment. So it's imminent. It's any time now. I know we've been hearing that a lot lately, but I can feel it in the tea leaves in the charts that over the next couple of months, I think more than likely between now and the end of April, as the most likely timeline, but then it could be another month or two after that, but I'm thinking it's going to be at some point soon. Then we have excise tax potentially here in Canada. April 16th is the federal budget, so we could potentially see excise tax switch from a flat fee to a percentage fee. I'm hearing 10%. That would add tens of millions of dollars to these companies' bottom line, and Cronos would be a huge beneficiary of that. We could also see improvements to other things like marketing, labeling, product distribution, maybe even advertising. What else could we potentially see? We could milligrams going from 10 milligram to 100 milligram. Cronos has a lot of great edibles as well. That's only going to help combat the illicit market and convert people over from the illicit to the legal market. And we also have Ontario doubling its retail store count from 75 to 150 for retailers. So there's a lot of growth coming. Germany, we've got positive reform in the US. It's an exciting time to be an MJ investor. So I think CRON's going to be one of those names that's going to do very, very well, especially with their large cash position, excise tax switching, store count doubling, 10 milligram to 100 milligram. So many things to look forward to. Florida on the ballot, Pennsylvania, Ohio coming online more than likely. Ohio for sure, and then Pennsylvania coming online more than likely, in Florida. We should find out next week on April 1st, Monday, April Fools. Don't be fooled, though, because a lot of bullish things coming out. German legalization is not a joke. It's not to be fooled. And then same thing with Florida. I think it's pretty much a done deal. I think it's like 90+% that it's going to end up in the ballot. And then I think a 70-80% chance that it actually gets approved and enacted into law, likely in the summer of 2025. So all of these things combined together. Other countries following suit in the European markets, right? More than likely, it's just a domino effect after Germany. And then we're going to see other states, right? In the US, there's so much to be looking out for. Safe banking, rescheduling. Oh, man, it's an exciting time to be an MJ investor, as I mentioned. Smash like if you're excited. Let me know in the comments below if you're excited. Which catalysts you're looking forward to the most. But yeah, CRON going to be a huge beneficiary of a lot of that. Of those catalysts, and I think it's going to be one of those companies that more than likely gets acquired or merges with another company. We'll see what happens, but there was talks that Curaleaf could buy them, and then they basically turned down that. They basically said that was just that there was no truth to that. So we'll see. I think I've done a video on that MSOs will become LPs and vice versa. We'll see mega mergers in the blue chip phase. I think the blue chip phase will only come once the U.S. legalizes at the federal level, whether it be descheduling or full-blown legalization through Congress. But I think the most likely scenario is descheduling. And I even mentioned that about Curaleaf, and then sure enough, Curaleaf, like 3 days later, acquired Northern Green Canada, a Canadian operator. So not to the degree that we would expect, not the blue chip mega merger, but it's a merger nonetheless, and we're already seeing that trend emerge, right? So if we take a look at the CRON chart here on the NASDAQ, we have our low, high, the bounce here at 264, a higher low at 170 compared to 164, and then a higher high breaking 264, now at 277 as the high of this month. So what did we have there? We have our low, we have our high, a higher low, and a higher high. What does that give us? That gives us an uptrend. Lower highs and lower lows, you can see here, is a downtrend. We just confirmed a monthly uptrend, and we came off monthly oversold as well in terms of relative strength index, the RSI. We also got our EMA 12 and 26 bull cross here on the weekly time frame, which if we zoom out, that was the first time that happened since November 2020. That's a long time coming. And we also had our golden cross with the 50-day below the 200-day moving average crossing. And like I said, monthly uptrend confirmed. So all systems go here for CRON, and we're also gearing up for a monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. So the resistance is currently at 277. Then Next one is at 362. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, we're blasting off here in terms of the stochastic and the MACD, seeing a bull cross, so going parabolic there, well above the 10-week moving average. This thing looks ready to go. We're also getting above the 100 weekly, which a lot of their names, if we take up like GTBIF, Green Thumb on the OTC, it's getting very, very close to its 200 weekly moving average. And a lot of names are starting to do that. If we take a look at Cureleaf, on the Toronto Stock Exchange, getting very close. So if CRON were to do something similar, that would bring us to $4.45. And again, I think CRON's going to be seeing massive upside as a big participant in this momentum that we're seeing in the MJ space. And then, like I said, we're above all of our daily moving averages, so more than likely going to start to trend back to that $3 to $4 mark, $3.50 to $4 mark, in my opinion, over the coming weeks and months. But it's looking fantastic. After that resistance, we've got nothing really till $6.79, a little level there at $9.42, so $10 psychological, and then nothing until the high of February 2021, $15.83, and then the all-time high at 25. Remember when CRON was the darling of the MJ space there for a while? It was like the CRON indicator. It was just absolutely monster move, right? It went from $1 all the way up to $25, so 25x essentially, right? If you invested $1,000 in 2017, a couple years later, you'd see 25x your money, so $1,000 into $25,000. But then, just like most MJ, we dropped over 90%, so it's down over 92%. And this is why, like, a lot of people are saying, well, when's a good time to buy? And it's like, for the last 3 years was a good time to buy, right? And this is something that I've been seeing a lot lately with names. They're like, oh, well, when's a good time to buy this? And it's like, I'm literally talking about this for 3 years. It's been a good time to buy over the last whole year, right? We were down over 90%. So even right now, if we were to go back to all-time highs or even just February 2021 highs, that's a 5x, and all-time highs would be 8x, right? So $1,000 investment at these current prices would bring you $5,000 or $8,000, right? And, you know, this is why I preach. It's not financial advice. It's, you know, it's not, I'll never tell you to buy, sell, or hold. I'm not a financial advisor, but you know, this is why it pays to have a longer term account and a shorter term account, because in the longer term, let's say, you know, you bought CRON at $1 and you sold it at $2, and here it is pushing $3 and you're feeling FOMO. Well, at least you have a long term and no touch account where you're holding it for a certain time period or a certain catalyst, right? I'm holding my long term no touch. So for example, CGC, I locked in a trade. I made a trade and I made over 50%. It was almost 60%. And then it ran another 100% after. So, but I also have it in my long term no touch account that I've been dollar cost averaging that I'm up quite a bit on now as well. So I have that long-term account to help with the FOMO, right? So that's a must-have in the MJ space, in my opinion. Plus, it's generational wealth that we're coming. This is only going to ever happen once. Legalization at the global level. This is medicine of the future. This is the best plant medicine, natural medicine, best industry, in my opinion, and the best people in it. I'm excited. I'm just so humble and grateful to be alive. I can't wait to really experience this journey with each and every one of you and see life-changing gains. And not only just from a financial perspective, this plant, this medicine of the future is really changing people's lives for the better in terms of medical purposes and, you know, helping with sleep and depression and anxiety and, you know, pain relief, and those that are, you know, at the end of their life and that are struggling with different terminal illnesses. You know, it's really helping their quality of life as well. It's not saving their life, but you never know. With enough research, with enough, you know, kind of, you know, as time goes on, we might hit more and more breakthroughs, right? Which we're doing each and every day. So I'm excited. I love each and every one of you supporting me along the way as well. I'll be making videos literally until the day I die. As long as I'm on this earth, I'll be covering this space, and I will be here supporting you and this amazing industry. I'm so grateful just to be even, you know, our kids and our kids' are going to be so jealous that and envious that we were able to even invest in this. So take advantage of these low prices while you can. But obviously, I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. It's not financial advice. Have a great rest of your day and evening. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. And we'll see all you wonderful people on the next one.